up? This is Harmony, and you're watching LUSOBEAT.com.
LUSOBEAT.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, today you're with Harmony here at Untoxic Production Studios in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Vida Loca is a song that my friend Eric Aguiar wrote for me. I arranged the music. Pretty much we sat down, we wanted to figure out what kind of music that would best fit me. So what I'm trying to do now is trying to make an album with music that kind of influences our young generation, sending out a positive message to all of them, to stay away from drugs, stay away from all these bad things, to do the right thing, stay in school, listen to their parents, all that, because it's like, if you notice, a lot of the rappers out there nowadays, they talk about drugs, violence, which is actually sending a bad message to the kids in our community. So that's why I wanted to come out with a song called Vida Loca, which explains pretty good in the song how I went through a bad life when I was a younger person, how I suffered, and now that I'm grown up and actually have the knowledge and learned from my mistakes, it's like I'm sending out my message to the kids into doing the right thing.
Now, what kind of genre is Vida Loca? Is it a rap?
More like a hip-hop.
Hip-hop?
Well, that's another hip-hop song, Chegada Pancada. It's also another message. A lot of people, how they migrating from Portugal down to United States, they keep talking how they're moving down to United States, how the work progress out there in the country ain't worth it no more, there's no jobs, you make no money there, the violence, the drugs, this and that. So I'm specifically explaining that song. You can't just talk about Portugal, it's anywhere in the world, no matter where you go. Pretty much that's just another positive message I'm sending out. People not to talk bad if they don't really know what's going on. I would say mostly breakbeat and hip-hop. My influences growing up had to be Bone Thugs and Harmony, which is a hip-hop group. When I was probably like in middle school, I was maybe like 9, 10 years old, which is where I got my rap name from, Harmony. That was my favorite group back then. Well, I've been around music for about 3 years now. I started off with a cousin of mine where I actually started doing DJing, where I started learning a lot about spinning music, and then I hooked up with a friend of mine, JT, who's also a performing artist, where he started teaching me on making a lot of beats and arranging music, so on, where I started recording some music with him. And then I knew Eric for about 5 years, which I was very close to his family. He had a talk with me and he wanted to bring me into Untoxic Productions. He pretty much explained to me everything how he was doing. I was very influenced about it, and I came into collab with Untoxic Productions, where he's producing my album, where I also co-produce with him, arrange music with him, and help him write lyrics. The song is called Natal da Criança, which is pretty much, it's a sad song. It hits a lot of people's in the heart. It pretty much explains how, like the day before Christmas, how I'm walking down the street, going for a stroll, enjoying the snow, and there's this kid sitting out on the street. He doesn't have parents and he's poor. So he comes over to me, starts crying, telling me he doesn't have parents. He wants to spend Christmas with someone, you know, enjoy the holidays. So I reached out my hand and I took him home with me. And then once he got home, my family greeted him in with open arms, with food set on the table. I had a bed made for him, and he stood living with me. Make it as if it was a story from beginning to the end. Pretty much, like all my music, I like to make it like a story of your life, you know? Like everything that goes on in your life is what I like to preach out in my music. In between 8 to 10 songs on my new album. 80% of the CD, like I was saying, is going to be about freestyle, and I'm going to have a couple of slow songs and maybe like 1 or 2 hip-hop songs in there also. Reach me at myspace.com/harmony1486, and also if you ever want to email me, it's harmony1486@yahoo.com. You can expect it to be cranking in there, you know, there's a lot of bass, it gets people going, jumping, throwing their hands in the air, so hopefully if they want to know more about it, next show that I have, you can all come down, check out me, it'll be a great show.
Excellent. Well, Harmony, thank you very much for joining us, the LUSOBEAT audience, here at Untoxic Productions here in Fall River, Massachusetts, and hope to see you soon out on the web.
Thank you very much.